What's up, everybody? It's your girl Jocelyn Knows Sports, cause I do,
Hey.
and we are excited today. We are excited. I got my girl Ari here. I know we're a little late, but we girls, so we was chopping it up before we start chopping it up with y'all. We can't help it. But I don't think I would do her enough justice to give her an introduction. So I'm gonna let her kind of introduce herself, tell where she is, what she does, and how she kind of fell in love with the sport of football.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Ari B, and I am so excited to be here today. Just honored that Jocelyn would even think of me to come on the show. A little bit about my background. First, starting out because this is, football sporty show. I am a former professional female football player for the Legends Football League. My team was the Atlanta Steam. I was a tight end and also a defensive end. But before that, a little bit, let's take it back to the beginning. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm originally from Sacramento, California. I am biggest track advocate. So my first love growing up was track and field. I competed in track in college. I was a triple jumper and long jumper. I'm also a four-time All-American triple jumper. So yeah, that's just a little bit about my background. I went to McPherson College in Kansas, studied communication. Was a track athlete growing up. I did basketball, volleyball, track, but never football until moving to Atlanta. Since moving to Atlanta, I started working in sports marketing. I now am big on pioneering the NIL space, so helping college student athletes get brand deals and endorsement deals. So, still in the sports
Yes.
space, not playing anymore, but definitely still very much involved in the day to day of athletes' lives.
I think I just learned something about you. I knew you ran track. I didn't know you were such a decorated track star.
Oh,
So
yes,
that is
yes.
amazing to me. What can't Ari
Yeah.
do?
That man, I should start a show and just do crazy
Literally,
things. What can't
just get me
Ari
a
do?
shirt. All I need is
Just
a
I
shirt.
got you. I got you.
So
But yes,
you kind of tapped into something that intrigued my curiosity. You're this basically triathlete playing all these different sports. What was it about football that just kind of got your attention when you moved to Atlanta?
man, I'm going to be honest with everybody on here when I say this. Growing up, I wasn't a huge football fan. I wasn't a diehard for a team. Certain players, but that just wasn't, as a woman, something that I was like striving to be a part of or really paying that much attention to, because growing up, I didn't have, flag football like they do now. I mean, we had like at the end of the school year, they're doing a little powder puff game for the seniors, but that's
I played in
basically
that.
it. Exactly, but that's basically it. So once I moved to Atlanta after finishing college, I was trying to find my way. I was new here. I knew no one here. My mom moved here when I went away to college. So this just automatically became my new home after school. I was so used to being on a schedule with going to class, going to practice, going to track meets, going to, all my little homework study groups and Bible studies and my clubs and all that. Moved to Atlanta, didn't have a clue what I was going to do yet career wise. I studied communication, minored in entrepreneurship. My focus was broadcast journalism. So I wanted to move
Okay.
here and be a sportscaster. I pursued that for about 2 years. Then finally, I said, yeah, let's just go ahead. The market's saturated. Let's find something
That's
else to
true.
do. So I actually started working out at a gym. And the gym that I was working out at, one of the young ladies that was already on the team, she worked out there as well. We became super cool, super close. She was like, actually, you know what? My team is having tryouts. Like, you should come and try out. Like, And I'm telling her, I'm like, I've never played football. I know the touchdown, I know defense, offense, quarterbacks, I know all that, but I don't know the rules. Like, if we're going deep and you're going to be on that field playing, you got to know the rules. You
You
got to
got
know
to
how
know
to
the
play,
playbook. Yeah.
or else you can really get hurt out there. I'm like, I know nothing. And they're like, girl, don't worry. None of us did. We all learned. Like, they teach you. They teach you when you get out there. And luckily, I had some great coaches, dedicated coaches that some of them played at the professional level, some of them played at the college level, but they all came in and educated us on, football safety, technique, route running,
That's
play
dope.
calling, all of that. So even though I thought I was going to just get thrown into the fire and figure it out, I definitely had a whole community of like football advocates behind me and my teammates who had already been on the team, teaching me XYZ, literally X's and O's. So, but yeah, it was just, football wasn't something that I grew up in, but it's something that I have since grown to love. I want to say that I probably fell in love with football my second year of playing, because that's when I got really, I say, everybody says you were always good, but I feel like that's when I got my swagger with it. I was,
You was
nice.
confident.
I was confident.
You knew them X's
So
and O's.
I knew them X's and O's, but it took me that rookie year. And even though I think that my rookie season was a little shaky, I still, for my team, I won rookie of the year.
Okay.
So they saw something. I was doing something right. I was doing something right. But like I said, I want to say my second year of playing was when I really opened up and got confident with it and got loose with it and really just honed in on being a football player, and trying to push the sport forward.
I feel that. I respect that. And sometimes too, you have to be more confident in your craft. So even though you were
Yeah.
good, you may not have felt like you were
I'm
as
and it's
fluent
crazy.
with it.
Yes, and it's crazy because my whole life, when I tell you I've been an elite athlete, no, I don't mean to boast, but I've been a very elite athlete my whole life. I've gone into sports. I started playing basketball my eighth grade year of junior high school. And when I started, I was just good. When I got to high school, my ninth grade year, they put me on varsity. I was starting on varsity.
Okay.
So the same with volleyball. I started playing volleyball my junior year of high school, and like literally leading the league in blocks, leading the league in kills. And it was just something that I was good at. But football for me, honestly, I feel like I wasn't as good in it as I was other sports, but other people would say differently. So I guess maybe I'm just hard on myself because I'm just
And two,
so used to
you're a natural
being,
athlete, and I think
yeah,
you're probably speaking upon like you didn't. I think more or less you weren't comfortable with it, not
I wasn't
necessarily you didn't know it.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I wasn't comfortable with it. And of course, the league that I played in, the Legends Football League, formerly known as the Lingerie Football League, there was a little bit more that came with the league other than just playing football. You had the whole uniform debacle. You had the whole, you got to be ready for pictures, looking good in
Yeah.
shape, or else you're not stepping on the field. All the background noise from the commissioner and the coaches and the president of the league. And it's like, there was so much more that I feel we had to focus on, rather than just playing the game. Versus now, when you have, your women's real full pad tackle leagues and your women's flag league, they don't have to worry about that. Like, we were literally trying to sell a product. So we had
Yeah.
to go out there, face beat, hair done,
Yeah.
body on point, but still putting
Know the
out good
playbook.
product,
Yeah.
know the playbook, putting out good product on the field. So it was definitely different from, your average female football player that just has to go out and worry about, okay, we playing the game today. We had a lot more.
I see, and I can bet there could
So
be a lot. You kind of touched on something there when you talk about the evolution of the game. So, as a person who's played for a while, it has to be mind-boggling to you to see how much the sport has grown. What does that look like and feel like to you as a person that's kind of a pioneer in the game?
yes, I love it. So, like I said, when I was playing, there was just so much more we had to worry about with, being on the look side and trying to sell the league versus now it's like flag football for women, especially in high school, is the number one rising
Yeah.
sport in the country. So now it's like all y'all girls got to go out there and is ball. Like
It's just
y'all just go
playing.
out there and just play. And
Yeah.
I love to see that in the not for them to have the pressure of, trying to put out a certain kind of look or image, because now you can look like you don't
Yeah.
have to be,
I'm gonna be
the
honest. I'm
cute
on the
girl. You
sideline. They
don't
don't really
have to
care.
be, they don't care. And I wish that I had, that experience of not having to care and just having to worry about going out there and playing and whatnot. But hey, these girls, they're out there balling. So
Yeah,
I'm
they're
really
balling.
excited about it. I'm excited about the Olympics coming up, and flag
Yeah.
football is going to be an official sport in the Olympics. I've been keeping up with the young ladies on the flag team, on USA flag team, like training
Mhm.
for that right now. One of them, Amber Clark, she actually
Oh, I know her.
played. Yes, she played with me for the Atlanta team. So I definitely
Wow.
am rooting them on and cheering for her. So it's just nice to see, people that that started at the forefronts of it when, leagues were just coming around to now about to be in the Olympics.
I
Like that's
know.
goals.
That's
That's literally
crazy.
goals. So I'm excited for it. I know when it's there in LA, I'm gonna get down there and get to something now.
I
So,
feel you. I'm like, I don't know how I'm getting there, but I'm
but
in
I'm
there.
gonna be there. Look, but I'm gonna be there.
We gotta link up in LA. It's gonna be a
We
time.
will. We
It's gonna
will.
be a time. So what this kind of well, one, you shut me down in the beginning telling me that you're not going back to playing football. But I, you know what I'm saying? I like a little
Woo.
honesty. Don't juice me up, you know? What was it and when was it that you knew you wanted to kind of pivot your career to be more about building your own brand? Because you're this big content creator now. You're everywhere in Atlanta. You was at the Jay-Z concert. Don't even get me started on how jealous I
It
was.
was so good. Oh my gosh.
There's no need to rub it in my face now.
I won't just get to New York. Get to New York on one of his New York shows, and you'll get your fix. You'll get
I'll
your
get my
fix.
fix. But what was it that you were like, okay, it's time to
Yeah.
pivot and do this? Because to me, you're doing very well, and that is
Yes.
a far cry from a tight end on a football field.
Yeah. So for me, the pivot kind of came when the league kind of went on a hiatus for COVID. So COVID hit, end of 2019, early 2020. The league I was playing in went on a hiatus, kind of shut it down, no games, but that was everywhere. So it wasn't just our league, it was
Every league,
everything. Every league, businesses, you name it, it was shut
life.
down. Life was life in. So during that time, I just really started looking into, social media stuff. Everybody's online. We're all at home on
That's
our
true.
phones, on the computers. And, I'm starting to see all these brands and what we know now as content creators, which are bigger than life now, pop up. And I'm like, at the time I didn't have as many followers as I do now, but I still had some following. And it just kind of went like brands started reaching out and saying, "Hey, are you interested in being a brand ambassador for our company? We'll send you products." So my first things weren't paid. It started out as like collab for product type stuff. And then from there, it's kind of grown and two now paid content and getting invited to different influencer events or being inside of different private rooms that only a
Certain
small
people
select
get into.
few
Yeah.
get into. But it definitely started, I want to say, during that COVID time. I started to pivot my brand more so into online, and then I will add in end of 2022, I started working at a sports agency that specialized in
Okay.
NIL. So I was working with college student athletes, getting them brand deals and endorsement deals, and off of getting other people's stuff, it just pushed me to, hey, if I'm doing this for them, I need to be doing this for me too.
Hello.
Like, hey. So on the back end, I'm sending emails and I'm like, yeah, if you want to send something extra, I
But
supplies
also,
XYZ, and this is my social. And everybody
I feel
everybody for
you.
the most part sent stuff. Also, while working at that agency, I was the lead coordinator on what's called the NIL Summit, which is the largest student athlete NIL summit in the States. It's hosted here in Atlanta, Georgia at the College Football Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Each year we hosted about 500 to 600 college student athletes from across the country. We had different brand sponsors come in, put up activations, talk on panels, and just the kids got to rub elbows with the people in those marketing departments. And of course, a lot of the sponsors that we had there were brands that were big in the NIL space, so they used it as a time to recruit kids that they wanted to be the face of their brand or part of their
Mm,
brand marketing team.
I
So
love
with
that.
that as well, I met, some great people. We had sponsors like Meta, Lululemon, TurboTax, helping them with, NIL. They're getting paid now.
Yeah.
So we
More than
need
what
some
they, yeah.
financial advisors helping them pay them taxes, because we don't need Uncle Sam coming back on the back end and now you're like, dang, I didn't save no money to pay
Not at
my
all. Not
taxes.
at all. We
But
need every munyon.
yes, but with working with that agency, I was opened up to a whole different world, specifically sports marketing, for college student athletes. But again, a lot of the brands, they also had sectors that worked with professional athletes and just influencers in general. So I was able to use those connections that I had and kind of maneuver and find ways to get myself to the forefront of some things as well.
I love that. I'm gonna throw an audible at you. Hopefully you don't throw it back. You ain't a QB, so I don't think you're gonna throw the ball at me. If you could give a small like bluff in like 10 seconds, if you were talking to a young female flag athlete or football, like semi-pro, how would you advise them to like market themselves to get more opportunities for NIL, to get more opportunities for brand sponsorships?
Yeah, I would say keep putting yourself out there. Put out as much content as possible on social media, because even though you might not be getting the views that you want, all it takes is like one person to see what you're doing and see you and say, "Oh, I like your look. Oh, I like that you play this sport. Oh, I like that you're consistent with your content. Oh, I like something about you to where, they're reaching out and they're like, "Hey, we need you a part of our team. How can we get you onto our team?" And I've seen it happen so many times. The agency that I was at, I worked with 21 colleges. Now, all 21 of these colleges were not Power Four schools. We had
Mhm.
smaller schools. We had HBCU schools. We had um, a bunch of, just maybe lower level schools that aren't your,
Household
Alabamas and
names. Yeah.
Floridas, household names. So, what people are mostly looking for are people that put out consistent stuff, also people that have a good, I don't want to say following, but have a following that listens. So
Yeah,
you
like a
might not
loyal
get
fan
a
base
loyal
almost.
fan base. There you go. They're looking for people with a loyal fan base. And then they send things that are easy. They're like, we're looking for 10 female student athletes that love Jesus. We're going to
I know
do,
that's
you
right.
know, a religious
Like a
campaign, or we're
little
looking
or like
for
a little bracelet or something.
exactly. So there's
Yeah.
something literally out there for everyone. You don't have to have the million followers. You just have to stay true to yourself. And whatever staying true to yourself is, showing that on social media, because you don't know what these brands are looking for. They could be looking for somebody who is a religious conscious poster. They can be looking for somebody who is into politics. They can be looking for somebody with blonde hair. They could be looking for
I like
somebody
how you threw that
tall,
in there,
short.
girl.
They could be looking literally, you don't know what these brands are looking
Yeah.
for. So whatever you're into, just stay true to self and make sure that that's what you're putting forward, so that
Yeah.
brands can see and just easily match you, like, yes, they fall into what we want. So
I agree
that's
a
what I
hundred
would say.
percent.
Keep
I
on
should agree
posting
a
and stay true to
thousand
you.
percent. Yes, authenticity, and then like
Authenticity,
make sure your
consistency.
it's social media is a free working resume. Like I think,
Yes,
some people forget that Facebook was originally created to network for college students. You had to have a college degree to even have a
yep,
Facebook page. That's how old I am. Excuse that, everybody. But I'm like, use that. That's free marketing, free advertisement. Like how you
definitely
said,
free
you
marketing.
just you send that DM to that brand or email, and then you put your social on there. You don't have to, wait for someone
And what's
else
the worst?
to.
What's the worst they're gonna say is no, and then you say
Exactly.
okay, and you move on to the next. There are so many brands, and a lot of these kids too. The other thing that I would throw in there is don't only think about the big box brands. Think about what's local, what's in your community. What if you're in college? Think of what sponsorships does your college have from maybe the local pizza
Yep.
shop or the automobile car dealership, or just think about what is local in your area or by you as well, because man, they be ready. They be like,
Yep.
yes, we would love to have you come here. Please come here and tell all of your fans that come to your game, tell them to come here too.
Tell them to come too.
So
Yeah. I agree.
so
That's more
yes,
obtainable too. Like
yes, it's more
I've had
obtainable.
that people had that conversation with me before as well. Like, sometimes we think so broad, so big,
Yeah.
we don't look at the obtainable stuff
And I'm
that's
not
right in the
saying,
backyard.
right, and I'm not saying don't think big, but I'm also saying don't forget about the easy pickups.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. So speaking of being true to yourself, being authentic who you are, I like how you threw me a little shout out for blonde. You bring such a unique aspect to football for me. Like and I'm keeping it a buck. That's how I do. When I first saw you ran across your content, football is not the first thing I think about. But we have a mutual friend, CJ. What's up, CJ?
Hey,
He,
CJ.
we love CJ. When I told CJ about my passion project for women's football, you were the first person that came to his mind. He was like, "Oh, do you know Ari?" And I was like, "Nah." He was like, "You need to know Ari. She that girl." So it makes me wonder, like, how have you been able to still bring being a female, still have that feminine approach to such a hard gridiron sport?
Ah, I mean, I think it kind of comes from the background too of the league that I was playing with. My league for sure was a face marketing first, football product maybe first and a
Afterthought.
half. At first and a half, because I will say my second year they were like, "Hey, football first." But my first year it was more, looks wise.
Hey,
And then
hey,
they
body
opened it up,
first.
body first. To get in the door, I'll just say this: to get in the door, it was body and face first, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Athleticism second. They were like, we could teach you that. But anywho, I would say I was just able to, I mean, be myself. I've been a track athlete my whole life, and track, I would say, is one of the more feminine sports that people would say, just with the uniform.
Yeah.
And
I was like, you have to be fit.
when
You're like,
you got it,
yeah,
yeah, just with the uniform. And then also I feel like track is one of those sports where, like, girls, we get done up, we doing our hair, our makeup, like
nails.
our nails, like, so it's just one of those sports, unlike, a basketball where you can't have long nails because you might break it, or with soccer you're running the whole time, so you might be sweating, so you can't have a full face of
Yeah.
makeup. So I think my background with track, and track essentially being one of the more feminine sports when it comes to hair, nails, makeup, just swag, that type of whatever fashion. You look at Sha'Carri Richardson and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
her
That's what I
nails
was
are
thinking
down
about.
up to here. Her hair be laid. She be coming out with a different wig,
Lashes out
makeup
the
done,
hair.
lashes out to here. But you can get away with it in track, because
Yeah.
track is one of those things where you go out, you run your race, and you're done. Then you're moving on to the next race, or you're just done for the day. So I think that background helped me keep my femininity, because I was just used to doing that. And then again, transitioning into the league that I was in, they just upheld that. They're like, when you come on game day, you need to be put together. And it's like, okay, don't got to tell me twice. And then moving on into what I do now, working in sports marketing, I just always want to show up every day, clean, polished, ready to go, because you don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know
That's
what rooms
true.
you're going to be in. You don't know, you might have to do an interview today. You might have to walk a kid to their commercial shoot today. You might have to be on set. You might have to meet with donors. You might have to
Yep.
meet with athletic directors. So I just always keep a polished look. Now, do I think that that's something that has to be done? No, but that's just my preference. Because I will say the other side of things is that a lot of people that see female athletes automatically go the, oh, she's masculine, or oh, she's gay, or oh, she's this, or oh, and it's like, wait a minute, everybody's not like when they think of, they're like, when I see you, I don't see football. When I see football, women in football, I think of like the bigger girls, or like not so
Big
makeupy girls,
muscular,
or
yeah.
yeah, and I'm just like, well, there are different positions. I was like, there's skill
Yeah.
positions, there's line positions, there's, I said, so I mean, I think it just depends on the person. But again, I'm not saying that you have to be girly at all. I'm actually happy that it's kind of, you get to choose now. You can
Yes, I was
show
gonna
up,
say that. I
you
love
can
that.
show up full face beat if you want, and you can show up not. But guess what? All that matters is what you're putting out on the field. So
I
now,
agree.
seeing that, I'm like, oh, the playing field is wide open for whoever now, which is amazing.
Yes, I love
So
that. You can bring your own personality. I
you can
think,
bring your own
you
personality, and
like
it all
you
falls
were
back.
that person before you stepped on the field. Whereas
Right.
like I
You don't
always
have
say
to
that with my
change
dad.
yourself.
Yes, because like men, it's such, I'm not gonna go into a tangent about how men are held to a different standard, but I watch sports with my dad a lot. That's kind of how I got so into sports. And the way men are so critical to the women on the field, to the reporters on the sideline.
Man,
And
every
I'm just like,
nitpicking every little thing. Like, oh, I don't like her outfit. Oh, her hair isn't this. Oh,
yes.
why is she standing like that? Oh, why is she talking like that? And it's like, whoa, where is
And
this
I'm like,
energy
it
for the
can
men?
be a
Because that
guy
man
out
looks a
there with
hot
a
mess out
lean
there.
gut.
Exactly. I said that man looks a hot mess. He needs a stylist. Like,
Get him a bigger suit.
get him a bigger suit. But it's so, yeah, we, us women in sports, I mean, we live in such a double
Yeah.
standard world where it's just, we always have to be on point. And then for us, we can add in being a woman of color.
Yep.
You
Yep.
definitely always have to be on point, because we already get inside on like how she get here.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other
A whole
conversation.
nother
But
episode for another day.
man,
Cause
that's a
I can't
whole, yeah.
I can show up with and talk to Ari, blonde hair today, black hair tomorrow. I better not go to work like this. They're like, who is
Man,
this?
I'm already knowing, especially like I said, in the rooms that I've had to be in with going into meetings with athletic directors and agents and, different brand partners. So I already know they'd be like, hey, I don't know what you had going on over there, but when you show up here, you got to be put together. We don't want the long, super long nails. As us
Yeah.
Black women, we like to express ourselves through
Yep.
our hair and our nails. And it's like sometimes, you do have to tone it down a little bit. But at your core, I would say personality wise,
Be
don't
who you
change. Keep
are.
yourself same. Be who you are.
You
But do
actually
what you
kind
got to
of
do to get in the door. Because
exactly
once
once you
you
in
in
the
that
door,
door, though, ain't no telling
they're
what's
gonna
going
have
to
to
come out.
escort me up out that thing. So that goes into my next question. You kind of talked about it a little bit. How do you exude confidence on and off the field? Because you had to be a confident player. You were a decorated player at every sport, but you're also a corporate baddie who's out there, in these rooms kicking down doors, putting tables with chairs for other women. How do you have that confidence on both?
Yeah, I think the confidence kind of, let's say, it starts probably with my parents. They've always instilled in me, head high, chest out,
I know
no
that's
matter
right.
what, win or lose, wrong or right, stand on it. So I've taken that into everything I've done when it comes to school, class, work, sports, relationships, friendships, you name it. I always have that at the back of my mind. Now, also growing up, being an athlete my whole life, I have that foundation of you know what you're striving for. You
Got that
know what great
moxie.
things, you got that moxie. You know what greatness means to you. You know what level you want to get to. So keep on going until you get there. And then once you get there, hit it, make another goal and
Yeah.
keep on going until you get there. So I think my motto has always been just keep going, head high, chest out, and just being authentic to self, confident, and just doing everything with a smile. Always get everybody. It's funny. People that don't know me, when they see me, they're like, "Ooh, she's probably a mean girl. Ooh, she's probably this, she's probably that." And then once they get to know me, I'm just so bubbly and smiling. And they're like, "This girl is such a goofy, like."
Really? I've never struck you like
Yes,
for a mean girl. You are so
people give
nice.
me mean girl, and I don't know if that's just maybe my game face, but once people get to know me, it's like super bubbly and nice.
Yeah.
But confidence wise, yeah, definitely has been instilled from with me from a young age. But then also just knowing who I surround myself with too. So you can be confident, but you can also fail at things. But knowing that when I do fail, I have a group of people behind me, pushing me and helping to get me back up to where I need to be, and helping boost my confidence level back up as well. So I definitely have a good tribe around me that pushes me. And when you have people around you that got your back, it helps with
Yeah.
confidence as well.
Makes you feel more comfortable.
Yes.
Well, I have come to my last question. Anytime I get a chance to interview a wonderful woman like yourself, I always ask 15 seconds or less. Why should people be watching football? Well, women's football.
Is that even a real question? No, but I believe people should be watching women's football because it's the next best thing next to sliced bread. Let's just be real. There's nowhere else outside of, women's football where you're going to get women playing at that level that the men are. We can talk about flag football with the Olympics. The women are just going to be doing the same moves that the men are
Yeah,
doing. So
but
I
better.
just but better. You know why? Because we're quicker, we're more agile,
There you
and
go.
we
There you
got it.
go.
And it's just the it factor. When you see a woman out there doing something that you wouldn't usually see them do, it's just a dang. It's like, how she do that, or who taught her that, or man, she need to be on ESPN top 10 highlights.
There
Like,
you go, Sports
so
Center.
Sports Center. So I mean, I think that people should watch women's football because it's just a growing sport. The women need the support. They're out there putting their heart and soul on the line. They're getting to it. They're playing just as hard as the men. They're putting in the same, if not more, hours
Yeah,
in practice than the men because, we're a little bit behind. So we got to
got to catch
close
up.
the gap and catch up quicker. So, yeah, I just think that women's football is the next best thing. So get on board now because if you wait till late, I'm gonna call you a bandwagon.
You better get on a hype train for it ain't no more seats.
Ain't no more seat.
Well, I am one so excited to have had this conversation with you today. I appreciate you so much for taking the time out. I know you've been traveling, living my dream, and kind of throwing it in my face these last couple of
No,
days.
I'm telling you, we gotta go to New York. I'm going, so you gotta go. I'm
I got
going
to
to New
get my
York.
life together
You
over
gotta
here.
get your life together and go. Look,
This might be my last chance to see Hove. I got to get my life together. But again, thank you so much for coming on today. I think you shine a light to women's football, but also to aspiring women who aren't just tunnel vision into one thing. Like you yourself spoke about 5, 10 different things that you've done from college
I've
to
lived a lot of
athletics to
lives.
yes, yes. But I think it helps to give women aspiration that they can live a lot of lives.
Yes,
And I
and
think that's
also
wonderful.
right, and also one last thing is that to be a woman in sports, you don't have to be playing. There are different avenues. You can be a sports reporter, you can work in college athletics, you can work in youth athletics, you can be a coach, you can be a trainer. You can be a player if you want to, but there are so many
So
different
many things.
avenues in working in sports. So even, when you feel like me, that your time has come and you're like, yeah, I need to retire, I need to find something else. Don't think that just because you stop playing the game that you have to leave the game.
I
So,
agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. Well, how can the people get in touch with you? I think I know how I can get in touch with you. How can people follow you on social media and all the
yes.
things to support Miss RAB?
Yes, you can follow me on social media at arry.b. That is REB. And I would be happy to have more people following and just interacting and talking more about football for sure. So, yes, follow me on Instagram at ari.b.
All right. Well, there we are. I'm so incredibly grateful for everybody kind of tapping in with us. I know we kind of in the middle of the day. We both had some stuff going on. So we appreciate those that tapped in with us. And if you didn't get a chance to catch us live, make sure you watch us on YouTube and play it back. It's just as good the second time around. Just like that, we are out.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.